Hi, everybody. I hope you're well. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and hope that you are too. I do hope that you guys are fine and have been well since the last time we got together. Now, on today, can you guys guess what we're going to talk about today? You think about it? You got it? Milan, what do you think? You're right. We're going to talk about school and going back to school because you guys, it is time for school. It is time for school. Some of you have already started to school, but here in our county in South Carolina, we won't start until next week. So we got to get ready, right? And some of you, it's going to be your first time going to school. And it might be a little scary, but you can handle it. It will be just fine. Now, parents, there at least three reasons why authors write stories. One is to entertain their audience, two is to inform their audience, or three, to persuade their audience. Where our book today is to inform our audience. And so, parents, what I'm going to do today is be modeling looking for details. We did this last month too, and you can't do that too much, looking for details, especially because the stories that we're going to be doing today will give lots and lots of information. Some of you will be starting to school for the very first time. You might be going to preschool for the first time, or you might be going to kindergarten in the big school. So that can be a little bit scary. But we're going to read a story, one of my countdown to kindergarten stories, and it's called Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come. Now, the pictures in this story, as well as the words, are written by Nancy Carlson. Now, Miss Nancy Carlson decided she would put animals as the characters in the story. But you know, even though they're animals in this story, you can pretend that they are real people and you can be the main character in this story. Because even though the pictures are fake, what's really happening is true. We call that realistic fiction. Look out, kindergarten. Here I come. Do you see the little boy here? He's getting ready to go to school. Do you know how I know he's going to school? That's right. He's got a book bag on his back. So we know he's going to school. I think his name is Henry because I see a picture that he has drawn and he wrote his name on it. And it says Henry, and it's a picture of a mouse, and he is a mouse. Wake up, dear, said Henry's mom. It's the first day of kindergarten. Oh boy, let's go, said Henry. He had been getting ready for this day all year. Not so fast, said his mom. First, you need to wash up and get dressed. Yes, boys and girls, on your first day at school, don't go in your PJs, okay? I think he needs to get some clothes on. He needs to get washed up and dressed. Now, you might get to have pajama day one day at your school. Sometimes they have special days at school, and one of those special days is pajama day. On that day only, you get to wear your PJs to school. So Henry brushed his teeth the way that his dentist had shown him and washed behind his ears. So he's washing up Make sure you wash behind your ears too, boys and girls, because we want you to be good listeners at school. Then he buttoned his shirt and snapped his jeans and almost tied his shoes. He's still young and his coordination isn't quite right with those fingers working the loops, so he's almost got it, but I bet he's going to get it. Now, if you look in the back, he's got a little brother or a little sister. Do you think that little brother or sister will be able to go to school with him? No. Henry's little brother or sister's too little. Okay, I'm all ready for kindergarten, said Henry. Not so fast, said his mom. First, you need a good breakfast. Oh, yes. So Henry ate 3 pancakes and a bowl of fruit and drank a big glass of milk. He had a very healthy breakfast. Boys and girls, when you go to school, you might choose to eat breakfast at home like Henry did, or you could have breakfast at school. Yes, they serve breakfast at school. Isn't that cool? When you have a good breakfast in you in the morning, it starts up your brain, so your brain will be ready for thinking. Now I'm ready to go, said Henry. Not so fast, said his mom. You still need to pack up your supplies. So Henry packed pencils, scissors, crayons, paper, glue, an apple. An apple? An apple? Kennedy, why do you think he packed an apple with the school supplies? Right, for snack. Or he might want to take it for lunch. He also packed a photo of his mom and dad, just in case he got lonely. So boys and girls, when you're packing your book bags for school, you might want to slip a picture of your mom and dad in your book bag that you can look at when you get lonely, just to remind you that they love you and you love them, and they're going to pick you up right after school. You don't have to spend the night at school, all right? Now I'm ready, said Henry. Looks like he's ready. He's got everything. Everybody's dressed. They've got the baby in the stroller. And now let's see. What do you think we'll do first? Asked Henry. Do you think we'll paint? Sure you will, said his mom. Just like at home. Good, said Henry. What else will we do? Now, boys and girls, do you see this picture and how it makes curvy lines going around? We call those thinking bubbles. And so it's coming from out of Henry's head. And Henry is thinking about the things that he can do at school. So he's hoping that they can do some painting. Let's see what else Henry wants to do at school. You'll probably learn your ABCs, said his mom. Oh, so Henry's thinking, wow, I'll learn my letters. Hey, I already know the letters in my name, said Henry. What will we do after that? There he is thinking. He's remembering how he can write his name. Henry starts with the letter H. Henry. You'll sing songs and play games. Look at that. That sounds like fun at school, and preschool and regular school do these things. Wow. They're at recess. And you might practice counting, said his mom. So counting with the numbers. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Henry's counting. 1, 2, 3 flowers, said Henry. I can count to 10 because we practice counting with buttons. What comes next? I bet you can count to 10 also. I bet you can count to 20. You'll make fun things in arts and crafts, and you'll read stories. Oh my goodness, this classroom sounds like lots of fun. But I can't read, said Henry. That's okay, said his mom. You'll start by listening, and reading comes later. See them all sitting listening to the stories? Here we are, said Henry's mom. It's so big, said Henry. What if I get lost? Remember, we found your room and your cubby at kindergarten roundup, said his mom. But you can always ask a teacher for help. Boys and girls, I know this year you guys couldn't have kindergarten roundup and you couldn't get to go to visit your school early, but you can be just like Henry. If you get lost or you need help, all you have to do is ask a grown-up. Ask any of the teachers or staff members at the school. They will help you. When Henry got to his room and saw lots of new faces, he said, I want to go home. Oh no, he had been so excited, and now he's seeing everything, and now I think he's a little afraid, and he wants to go back home. Oh no, Henry. All right, here's the teacher, and she comes out and she says, well, why don't you come in and just look around, said his teacher, Miss Bradley. All right, let's see if he's going to come in. Oh, it looks like a nice, welcoming classroom. It's so nice and warm looking, nice and colorful. So Henry looked around. He saw the art corner, and he saw letters and numbers that he knew. Oh, so I think he's feeling comfortable. He's seeing some things that he already knows. And he saw a bookcase full of books, and he met a new friend to play with. And you'll meet new friends too. Well, what do you think? Asked Henry's mom. I think I might stay for a while, Mom, said Henry. Yes, now that he has a new friend and his teacher welcomed him and he sees all the wonderful things, he says, because kindergarten is going to be fun. Look at him. I know he's happy. Look at his mouth. You can tell how happy he is because he has a smile on his face. And boys and girls, kindergarten will be fun, and preschool will be fun. And even if you have been to school already, and maybe you're going to first grade or second grade, it's going to be fun. Now, one of the things that Henry had to do was to make sure he had all of his supplies ready for school. Well, I have got my book bag here, and we're going to go through and see if I am ready. These are some of the things that you might want to make sure that you have in your book bag. Let's see. I've got my paper. Check. I got my notebook. Check. I've got a journal where I can draw pictures and write about it. Check. I got some folders so that I can put my important papers in and bring them home. My folders, check. I have a ruler for measuring. Check. It goes all the way to 12 inches. That's 1 foot. Now I have a zipper bag that I'm keeping some other supplies in. And in my zipper bag, I've got scissors, pencils. I've got a fat pencil and a skinny pencil. Boys and girls, if you're in preschool or kindergarten, you might want to ask Mama to find you a fat pencil. It just makes it easier for you to write and hold the pencil in your hand. It's more comfortable. And then I have a little a pencil sharpener so I can sharpen my pencils. I have some glue. I've got 2 kinds of glue. I have stick glue. We call that a glue stick. It's easy. It's less messy. And then I have the white glue that I can glue things on. So I have 2 kinds of glue. And I have crayons and markers. Boys and girls, your parents can check with the school to find out exactly what all school supplies you will need. And I also have a pencil box. And inside my pencil box, this is different. But school will look differently this year, boys and girls. I have a small container of hand sanitizer. That's because we're keeping our hands clean. You might want to ask your teacher if you are allowed to bring hand sanitizer to school. All of the classrooms will have hand sanitizer. And we use the hand sanitizer when we can't get to the soap and water. If you can wash your hands with soap and water, wash your hands with soap and water. But if you can't get to the soap and water, use the hand sanitizer. Also, I have in my little box face masks. That's right. I've got them in a zipper bag to keep them clean. Now, when I first come to school, I will be wearing a mask. But sometimes certain things accidents could happen, and I might need a clean one. So parents, make sure you pack an extra clean face mask for your child. And keep it in a little zippy bag. I also have in here earbuds. Yeah, I have earbuds because, boys and girls, most of you will be using Chromebooks, and we do not want you to share the headphones. So would be a good idea, and it would be a safe way if everybody had their own earbuds or headphones. And I'm keeping those things separate from my markers because I want them clean. And last thing I have in here is a water bottle. Now, parents, check with your teachers to make sure if they can bring some type of water bottle to school. Some of the schools have the water fountains blocked off, so the children may not be able to get to the water fountain. So double check to make sure your child can bring a water bottle to school. And then I have them all in my backpack. And now I am ready for school, I think. But you know, school will look a little differently this year. And therefore, I have another book, and it's called Going Back to School. And this story is written by Tara Tuchel. And Miss Tuchel is a speech language pathologist. That means she works with children on how to say her words correctly. In other words, she is also a teacher. So she knows that school is going to look a little differently this year, and we're going to prepare you for this year at school and preschool. My school was closed for a long time because of coronavirus. Yes, boys and girls, everybody's school was closed down for a long time. Do you see these little pictures here? Those are the pictures of the coronavirus germs. And there's the school. It's all closed. It's got this closed sign. If I can turn the page. When my school building was closed, I did distance learning. Now, distance learning means you can do your school at home or at a different place. And usually you do that through the computer or a smartphone or a laptop. My teacher and parents will tell me when it's time to go back to my school building. Guess what, you guys? It's time! When I go back to my school, it will be so fun to see my friends and my teachers. Some things might be a little different when I go back to my school building. Do you see some different things? Yeah, I don't think that was going on before they left. Some schools will be checking kids' temperatures when they come to school. This is just to make sure kids are okay. Now, boys and girls, they may check your temperature with a thermometer that looks like this one. They may put it over close to your head. Or another way, parents, you can also just put it on your child's wrist, right above your child's wrist. And then they will be able to, you can take their temperature that way. Now, here in Kershaw County, we've got a special machine, a special type of equipment that it does not have to go on your head. Just when you walk by, it will take your temperature. So all you have to do is just keep walking and the equipment will take your temperature. And if I'm sick, I need to stay home and rest until I'm better. So boys and girls, if you have a temperature, do not come to school. If you feel sick, do not come to school. Stay home and get some rest until you feel better. Another thing I might see are people wearing gloves. Gloves can help protect that person from getting germs on their hands. We will also wash our hands and use hand sanitizer a lot more often. Remember last time we showed you how to wash your hands and to make sure you wash them for 20 seconds. And when you can't get to the soap and water, use the hand sanitizer. Students at my school will need to wear masks. A mask helps keep the droplets from a cough from flying through the air. And in Kershaw County, all of the children will have to wear a mask. So parents, make sure you prepare your child. Boys and girls, see, sometimes when you cough or when we speak, sometimes little drops of water, which are liquid germs, or jump into the air. And that's what we do not want to spread on other people. So the mask will protect us. Wearing a mask helps prevent us from spreading germs. See those little germs coming out? But see, if you've got a mask over your mouth, then when you cough, those germs will stay inside. Wearing a mask might feel uncomfortable at first. It does, but boys and girls, you can handle it. When I put on my mask, I should make sure it is covering my nose and mouth. Some masks have elastic loops around a person's ears, and some tie in the back. So these tie, but these are the ones that go around the ears like mine. I like to wear the ones with the elastic. It's easier for me. But you find what's easier for you. Your mom might get you the the gaiter, the neck gaiters. Or sometimes if you're going out, you might wear a bandana, but something to cover your mouth and nose. Even though I am wearing a mask, I can still have fun at school. I can ask my teacher if I need help with it. I would put it over like this. And now it covers my face. And then that way, when I talk or if I cough, the germs won't spread out. It will get caught with the shield right here. So you might see some children wearing a face shield. Face shields and masks are both good at stopping the spread of germs. Some teachers will be wearing masks and some will be wearing face shields. Other teachers will be wearing masks and face shields. So every school has a school nurse, boys and girls. So if you don't feel well, there's a special place that you can go to lie down until your parents come and get you. And the school nurse will probably have on a shield and a mask and gloves. And that's for her protection and your protection. If I don't have a mask on and I need to cough, I should cough into my elbow. We call that a sleeve sneeze. Okay? That way your elbow catches it and not your friend next to you. In school, it will be important to try not to touch my face as much. Touching my face and then touching other things can spread germs. I will probably need to maintain social distancing at school too. This helps prevent germ spread passing between me and my friends. So social distancing means you need to have a safe distance between you and your friends. It can be 6 feet, it can be 8 feet. Your teachers will show you what they want you to do, but no close touching. There may be signs or stickers on the floor or on the wall to remind me where to stand. So the stickers on the floor, it might be some type of mark, an X or whatnot. It will tell you where to stand. That would be your social distancing. So if you stand on that spot, you're in a good enough distance. When I am getting in line, I should make sure that I am not close enough to touch another person. So if you hold your hands out, your arms out, and they hold their arms out, that's a good distance right there. You're not touching one another. When I'm sitting on the floor, I should make sure that I'm far away from others, that I can't touch them. Same thing. So when you're on the floor, put your hands out. At school, I probably won't be given high fives, handshakes, or touch my classmates for a while. Yeah, so no more high fives or handshakes. But I can wave at my friends, and my teacher will come up with some new ways of greeting each other without touching. That's going to be fun when you guys can come up with some other special ways of greeting one another without touching. In my classroom, my desk might not be as close to my friend's desk as it used to be. That is because we need social distancing, so the desk won't be close. Eating lunch might be a little different too. I might eat in the classroom or maybe in the cafeteria with social distancing. Boys and girls, I think the schools in Kershaw County, the cafeterias will be open, but they will have you social distance. However, there are other schools and some other counties where the children will eat in their classroom. The cafeteria ladies and gentlemen will bring the food to the classroom. But don't worry, everybody will eat. It will just be different, but you'll still get to eat. I might see barriers on desks or tables. A barrier can help protect against germs. So see how this barrier, he's got something blocking the way here. But I like this barrier here. Some barriers are a solid color, like this one, and some are clear, like this one. I will be able to see through the clear barriers. It's kind of like looking out a window. So some of your classrooms, your desks just might, or the tables just might have some clear barriers. And if you talk, then if you don't have your mask on, because they're going to give you mask breaks, okay? There will be some times where you won't have to keep your mask on. So you might be around a barrier, and that way the barrier will block the germs from going to your neighbor. Some schools will be doing part of the school day in the school building and other parts of the at home through distance learning. Boys and girls, some of you may be going to school this year to start out, and some of you might be starting school at home. And that is fine. There are some schools that they go to school certain days, say maybe Monday and Wednesday, and Tuesday and Thursday, they might be having school at home with the computer. So it depends on your school and what your mom and dad have asked for you to work for your family. What works best for your family. And these are all changes for me. Sometimes changes can be hard. Doing these things will help so we don't get sick and we can keep going to school. I can handle it, and you can handle it too. So boys and girls, school will be different, but you can handle it. Today we talked about going back to school and how things like be a little scary or how things might be different, but you can handle it, and you're going to have a wonderful, fantastic year of learning. And I'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye, neighbor. Bye-bye, friends. Bye-bye, family, until we meet again. Until next time, I wish you well. Have a great school year.